sadhana, the Hindi word meaning spiritual practice. It's what we do to become enlightened. For some, meditation is sadhana. Others believe that body mortification will lead to a higher consciousness. But for a unique tribe scattered around the world, surfing is sadhana.
On the road to Jericho, a band of angels came to me weeping in the night.
Definitely take that risk.
Take the rest.
I think so. I mean, if I had to live, the other choice would be like a nightmare. It would be my worst nightmare. The thing I dream. That would be the thing that gets me depressed.
Which is?
Well, anybody not doing what I love or want, you know. You can't do what you don't want to do your whole life and not complain about it. no matter who you are.
Leap over and save me from myself.
The last time I went around the world for 1 year and I didn't have any injuries, and I just think God protected me. He put a bubble around me, and I think He's going to do the same for us on this trip, you know? I have faith in that, and if something did happen, I think that would just be a big learning experience, and so any kind of a bad thing is usually the right thing, because it usually turns out to be the best thing.
That night on the road to Jericho, strewn with roses red.
I'm going open arms, you know, like whatever the universe and God has to offer me, you know, and if that's death, then it's death, and so be it. It's not like, I don't know, I'm not scared.
So what do you think about what these kids are doing?
I think it's a wonderful, wonderful experience.
What are they doing?
They're going from here to Sri Lanka to
Morocco,
traveling all over, surfing, living, experiencing life. Oh God,
I
it's
love
like
that little thing. That's great.
Yeah.
they're gonna live. They're gonna
Expensive?
live. They're gonna live.
And
And if
$1,000.
you need me, I'll come join ya. If you need a chaperone. You don't need a chaperone. You guys
We don't
got
want
it
a
together.
chaperone.
You guys got it together. I need to be with you to learn to live life and live it.
September 11th, 1998. El 11 de septiembre. We happened to fly into Santiago on the 25th anniversary of General Pinochet's bloody military coup. 5 people died and 120 were injured in heated demonstrations around the city as we slept off our jet lag. When we awoke, we realized that we would be imprisoned in landlocked Santiago for a week, waiting for our Brazilian visas. Luckily, Stephen had an idea. If we couldn't go to the ocean to surf, we'd surf in the city by turning the streets of Santiago into our own cross-training gym. We were trying to stay flexible in both mind and body. Some curious bystanders even mistook us for traveling street performers. But like the saying goes, it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt. A week later, with visas in hand, we were outclassed by some real street performers doing the Brazilian capoeira. So we loaded up a taxi and headed for the bus station. It took us a while to find a bus that would carry our 13 surfboards, including a 9-foot longboard. The public transportation system in Chile can be quite confusing. The 10-minute taxi ride to the bus station cost $15, while the 6-hour bus ride to the coast only cost $2.50. we heard that a sandbar north of Santiago that only breaks after torrential rains was working due to the El Niño winter. So we took a gamble that none of us would ever forget.
Hey Chris, where are we?
We're in and we're going to be surfing a perfect left point break, and the name of it is and there's a picture of it on the window up here, but nobody seems to notice it.
What country is this?
We're and it's been really good to us so far. We're about 13 kilometers away from it should be good.
She came dressed in elastic, a shiny black cartoon, so thin, so electric, she was flying in my room. We saw the battle seething, till the men could fight no more. The plain soaked in blood became the quiet sea of war. And she said, boy, when this combination travels with its host, it's after the coastal crossing that you know I love the most. When the time of man is within us, rising cities fall. It's when we touch outside it that you know I love you most of all. So we were up in Queensland in a faded gypsy van to say goodbye to the rainforest, the lakes of the tablelands. We saw them coming down from the sky, but we held on to our ground. It wasn't that they were hostile, it was just the space we found. And she said, boy, when this combination travels with its host, it's after the coastal crossing that you know I love the most. When the time of man is within us, rising cities fall. It's when we touch outside it that you know I love you most of all. So when I got back to Sydney, I was living on my own in a plastic room with a vision. I had a monkey on my phone. Better late than never, a goddess I heard say, all the ties you sever, you're gonna meet them along this way. And she said, boy, when this combination travels with its host, it's after the coastal crossing that you know I love the most. When the time of man is within us, rising cities fall. It's when we touch outside it that you know I love you most of all. When the time of man is within us, rising cities fall. It's when we touch outside it and that you know I love you most of all.
The only thing we didn't like about Chile was the 49-degree water temperature. 5mm wetsuits, booties, and a hood, and you still felt like a boatless peasant on the Titanic when you hit the water. Morning and evening sessions were especially numbing, with damp, misty conditions. Until Chilean local Chico Mendez showed us Todos a la mente. It's all in your mind.
exhausted, man. It's been like 5 days nonstop. We woke up this morning and I was depressed that it was pumping again. I gotta go out though.
I don't know anymore which way is up, which way is down. I don't know anymore what is good and what is bad. I don't know anymore the rooms in my own house. I don't know anymore.
Oh no, more waves. Oh, it's just, it started to get like that, and we knew it was time to leave. That place is just phenomenal, non-stop.
So perfect waves isn't the answer, huh?
No way. Gotta be careful what you wish for, you know? Be real careful. We had non-stop. And it was just tedious. It was almost like a job after a while. Had to go surfing because the waves were good. Ugh.
What to cling to, what to lose, I don't know anymore. What is precious, what is not.
I didn't surf the last 3 days. It was just, and the waves were perfect. I saw guys get 5-second tubes this morning, yesterday, all day. Plenty of waves. We were just like sitting in the sand. It's nice to have that power.
I used to know when things were broken, but now I don't know anything. The whole world has changed color. The whole world has changed color. The whole world has changed color. The whole world.
Yep, we packed up and left perfect waves behind and went back to the city. We were feeling a little homesick, so we went to see Creedence Clearwater Revisited in concert. Then we got as far away from the ocean as possible and rode into the Chilean Alps.
I used to know what I wanted. I used to know what to do. I used to know when things were broken, but now I don't know anything. The whole world has changed color. The whole
We even tried to rebaptize ourselves in pristine volcanic pools in order to get our stoke back.
has changed color. The whole world has changed color. I don't know.
Anyone want to go surfing?
Hell no.
Christian and I were jonesing for a surf, so we went back to the coast to check out a wave in a local fishing village. Walking through the shanties on our way to the ocean, we realized how lucky we were to be traveling surfers.
I don't know anymore the feelings that I felt. I thought I knew what I wanted. I thought I knew what to do. I thought I knew when things were broken, but now I don't know anything. The whole world.
Although we found a clean peak, the water was colder, and the wave wasn't as good as the left point. So we packed our bags and headed for the warmth of Brazil.
if you wanna fuck, go to Rio de Janeiro. If you wanna surf, go to Hawaii. If you wanna buy something, go to New York. This is life.
Simple, huh?
You know what I mean? That's it.
Unfortunately, we didn't follow Gustavo's advice and went searching for waves in Rio. We found 2-foot crowded beach break. But we also found Ipanema Beach. The Brazilians love the beach, and after a few visits, we learned why. They call these bathing suits fio dental, dental floss. This woman obviously has a great relationship with her oral hygienist. Everyone in Brazil wears these suits, from small children to whole families. Even expecting mothers. For you women in the audience, this is what the men wear to the beach in Rio. Yowza. After a day at the beach, we checked out the famous Rio nightlife. This is Monday night at Baixo Gave. The Cariocas took an instant liking to Veronica, much to Steven's dismay. Although we didn't find much surf in Rio, we did meet some real surfers. Guys like Rico de Sousa. Rico took us in just like family, proving that if you're a surfer, you're part of a tribe that spans all races, cultures, and ages. As surfers, we don't usually do the tourist thing. For example, rather than climb to the famous Christ the Redeemer statue overlooking Rio, we hiked with some local surfers into the rainforest behind the statue and skated down. Like other Brazilian activities, skating through the rainforest can be an incredible rush until you hit a wet spot. Up to this point, we were pretty impressed with Brazilian hospitality, but we had no idea what was in store for us.
Yes, that's right.
So what's going on here, VK?
We're getting hooked up. We're gonna go. I guess we're all getting into that all expenses paid trip to North, some island. And surf in this contest. Chris is gonna surf for America. Steven and I are gonna do some expression session. Who knows why, but it sounds good. So I guess they're buying it. And
all for free.
All for free. We're gonna go do some snorkeling. Do some bronzing on the beach.
The next morning, a first-class air-conditioned bus shuttled us to the airport, where we caught a flight to Recife in the north of Brazil. After hand-loading our equipment onto a small twin-engine propeller plane, we flew east to Fernando de Noronha. An island national marine park famous for its dolphins and beautiful beaches. We were playing on the corporate paycheck. Christian had been a last-minute replacement in the Nescau Team Challenge, a nationally televised specialty event pitting a four-man Brazilian squad against an American team. The Brazilian lineup was stacked, with WQS champion Fabio Gouveia, Reef Big Wave Challenge champion Carlos Burle, WCT Top 44 surfer Fabio da Silva, and WQS standout Flavio Paderas. As usual, the surf refused to cooperate with the rigid television time schedule. But the sponsor said go, so the challenge was on. Christian surfed well, winning both his heats. And Ally McBeal star Eves Bright linked together a few solid maneuvers, but they were no match for the strong Brazilians. Watch small wave wizard Fabio da Silva make something out of nothing in the 1-foot shore break. I didn't even bother to watch the final. Instead, I focused on Steven playing in the shore break with the local kids. The adult world seems so silly through the eyes of a child. Ego trips, money problems, and sexual bravado seem like a big waste of time when you're just having fun. It reminds me of when Nat Young won the 1969 Surfer Pole Awards. In speaking about the other Australians who placed in the pole, Nat said, "But they're not men. They're just kids. We're all kids. We play in the ocean, and I dig it, and I'm stoked."
Cada passo que dou vou levando comigo a felicidade.
By Western standards, these kids don't have much. But if you really think about it, they have more than any first world yuppie will ever have. A simple life, honest smiles, and a clean environment.